This is Sean Feucht. He's become completely associated with the MAGA movement over the last several years. I think he kind of rose to prominence. Certainly, when I became aware of him anyway, was during COVID when he was going around the country saying that because various governments were enforcing health policies against collective group meetings in order to help limit the spread of a deadly virus. They turned it around. People like Sean Feucht turned it around that this was some demonic attack on Christians, not allowing them to sing publicly together. And that is just the perfect example of Christian privilege. People like Sean Feucht who believe that simply policies that are attempting to protect innocent people like those who are immunocompromised from dying, somehow that is turned around into the big oppression of Christians who want to sing together and believe that they can't have a living Christian faith unless they can gather together in public spaces and sing praise and worship songs to some guy strumming a guitar at the front of a room, which is, I think, a pretty impoverished understanding of what Christian worship and Christian discipleship are. And here's the perfect example. This is, he posted this just a day or two ago on his YouTube channel. So here he is, Sean Feucht, posing in Times Square, New York City, with his worship band and got I don't know, 1,000 Christians or more, evangelicals, all there. And they're going to assert their rights to be able to worship in public spaces.
And we're gathered here saying our attention is on you. You guys don't understand how powerful this moment is. This is a prophetic sign. Like, this is where we're going as the Church of Jesus Christ. Our focus and our attention is on you. I know this is election season. There's ads, there's fighting, there's all kind of stuff going on. But you know what? Our eyes are on you.
Honestly, it seems to me a lot of the time like Sean Feucht would like the eyes on him, which I think is always a danger in this praise and worship industry as it has risen up in the last couple decades. But the thing I just want to highlight from this clip is just the incredible privilege, again, that evangelical Christians exercise. Can you imagine if a Muslim imam had a guitar and was leading worship songs to Allah in Times Square with 1,000 Muslims crowded in? People like Sean Feucht would believe this was the end of the world. They would pull their hair out. They would go apoplectic, believing this was the imminent demise of the United States being taken over by a Muslim scourge. But when they take over Times Square and sing praise and worship to their God and their religious framework, that's okay. But Muslims better not try to do that, or this is a hostile takeover. And this perspective, this attitude that assumes Christianity has a privileged place in the United States and that it is perfectly fine for Christians to take over Times Square, but not for another religious community to do so, is the perfect example of this kind of privilege. Now, I wanted to show you one more clip, and then I'm going to wrap things up. Now, Sean Feucht posted this clip right here of Mamdani, who had just been elected mayor of New York City, and of course is a Muslim, which again, for people like Sean Feucht, that's the end of the world. I mean, if a conservative evangelical Christian was elected mayor of New York, wonderful. But God forbid it should be a Muslim. He posts this clip from Mamdani's speech. I'm going to play the clip and then I'm going to present to you what Sean Feucht posted as commentary on this clip because it is very revealing. So, first of all, here's the clip.
I speak of Yemeni bodega owners and Mexican abuelas, Senegalese taxi drivers and Uzbek nurses, Trinidadian line cooks and Ethiopian aunties. Yes, aunties. I speak.
Okay, so that's the clip. What did you think of that? I thought not only is that pretty innocuous, it's beautiful. What Mamdani is saying is the United States is a patchwork melting pot of people who have come from around the world. And in fact, this calls to mind some familiar words, which I just want to take a look at. So, this is the plaque at the base of the Statue of Liberty, the poem The New Colossus, written in 1883 by Emma Lazarus. And I just want to read those very familiar words toward the end of the poem. Keep ancient lands your storied pomp, cries she with silent lips. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. That was the spirit of the United States at a one time in history, welcoming others from foreign shores. Here are the words again from Mamdani speaking in his victory speech. He says, "Thank you to those so often forgotten by the politics of our city. These are Americans who made this movement their own." And I want to be very clear here. He is referring here in this speech to the people who supported him, who voted for him, who are citizens of the United States, yet who have so often been forgotten, but found their voice in Mamdani. He says, I speak of Yemeni bodega owners and Mexican abuelas, Senegalese taxi drivers and Uzbek nurses, Trinidadian line cooks, and Ethiopian aunties. These are people who came from those foreign shores, found a new home in the United States, welcomed, they thought, with the Statue of Liberty. And uh, what does Sean Feucht say about this group of people who are Americans? He says, in response to this excerpt from this speech, imagine being elected mayor of America's largest city and thanking everyone except actual Americans in your victory speech. So for this bigoted, xenophobic, racist, if you are an American citizen who is a Yemeni bodega owner, or a Mexican abuela, or a Senegalese taxi driver, Uzbek nurse, Trinidadian line cook, Ethiopian auntie, and you came from a foreign shore and are now an American citizen, you are not an actual American. These people do not matter to a racist praise and worship leader like Sean Feucht, who strums his guitar in Times Square, talks about how oppressed he is, how the government won't let him worship during COVID, and then he disparages all of these people. This is what someone like Sean Feucht presumably wants America to be, is to be a white Norman Rockwell painting. Uh, that's the kind of diversity this racist wants. These other people are not Americans in his view. That's just so absolutely disgusting. I don't know how to put words in a. Why is there no public shame among Republicans, among evangelicals who want to hear a racist like this sing his little praise and worship songs and then disparage anybody who's not white and not and who's an immigrant? And we've got news for Sean Feucht. This is what the book of Revelation has to say about the coming kingdom of God. After this, I looked, and there before me was a great multitude that no one could count from every nation, tribe, people, and language standing before the throne and before the Lamb. They were wearing white robes and were holding palm branches in their hands, and they cried out in a loud voice, "Salvation belongs to our God who sits on the throne and to the Lamb." The kingdom of God, you racist, the kingdom of God welcomes people from every nation, tribe, language uh, around the world into a collective shared community. But you racist, you are opposed to people coming from foreign shores. You are disgusted by the extent to which the United States historically has sought to emulate this very inclusivity, this very welcome people from foreign lands and foreign shores to come and make one common humanity together. Apparently, that disgusts you. You only want people who are like you. I have news for you, Sean Foyt. With that kind of attitude, you maybe don't belong in this kingdom of God. And all those quote unquote worship songs that you sing with your lips are in fact ashes. They are a desecration to the very things that the kingdom of God stands for.